What's going on? It's your boy Nicholas, and welcome back to Nick's Dynasty, and welcome back to the Slow Progress Podcast. This is going to be episode number 2. Episode number 1 was basically a journey of my small business that I'm running right now, a background of who I am, where I come from, what I studied, and what I'm doing. We are operating a food truck part-time, and this is episode number 2 where we're going to get deeper into the business. We're going to talk more about the margins. So welcome back to The Slow Progress. If you're here on YouTube, please subscribe, please like, please comment. Other podcasting platforms, please check me out on YouTube. That's my primary platform. But we are learning how to do podcasts. We're making longer format videos. I hope you all enjoying it. This is like personal finance. This is life development. This is entrepreneurship podcast style. Welcome to episode number 2 of The Slow Progress. So on our first episode, we have established that we are on my second year of operating a food truck. We are operating a food truck that is stationary in a location in the Midwest of Columbus, Ohio. We are a ghost kitchen as well. We are taking online orders only. We advertise heavily online, and we always say online order only. Guests will get a text message when their food is ready, and then they will come over and pick the food up. This is more of an efficient concept. It needs less space, less staff to run it. We're just focusing on the food. So our food concept is actually breakfast food. We are kind of the mid-tier, I would say. We're more expensive than like fast food like McDonald's, probably more expensive than Denny's. I'll have to check, but like a local fast casual or, more elevated Instagram brunch place in the city, we are cheaper than them. Our average sandwich price is going to be $7.30, and we actually only have 5 sandwiches on the menu. Most of those sandwiches do have combinations to make it a different sandwiches. There's a bunch of different add-ons you can do, but the baseline sandwich is going to cost $7.30. The most expensive sandwich is just $9, and the cheapest sandwich is going to be $5. Most people tell me that my prices are really good. They're affordable. You do have people coming from different situations that, might say $9 for a sandwich. And to me, that is not that expensive. And of course, there's going to be more expensive sandwiches, of course. But we can't please everyone. But we're kind of on the lower end, but the higher end of the lower end, if that makes sense. I guess I'll have to pop up like maybe the average breakfast sandwich at Denny's and pop it up right here. But for our podcast, we don't know what the average Denny's price may be. So this episode, I kind of want to get into the profit margins and the cost of the sandwich that we do, kind of talk about the fundamentals of what we're selling. Are our prices fine? Are our costs fine? We're going to dive into it. I'm going to share my screen for those onto YouTube, but those listening, I'm just going to make sure I enunciate and talk clearly about what we're talking about. But we're going to dive into my computer and we're going to talk about the cost of each sandwiches. So we're going to start with our most expensive sandwich. That's going to be our steak sandwich. This is going to have steak, bread, egg, cheese, onions, and a couple other things. The food cost on this is $2.03. We're selling it for $9. Our food cost is going to be 22.5%. And all these prices and the costs for this is going to be assuming that this is going to be the only thing that the person ordered. So we're going to include like a bag, the napkins, and also the paper goods for it. And our total price is, this is the only thing the person is going to get for the percentages. For the paper goods, it's going to be another 25 cents. That's going to be the wraps, the napkins, and that bag that we're going to give it to them in. The paper goods is going to be 2.8%. We are selling through Toast. They have a percentage that they take for like Visa and MasterCards and also American Express plus 15 cents. So for this $9 sandwiches, our toast cost is going to be 44 cents or 4.8%. So our total cost for selling this sandwich is going to be $2.72 or 30%. This is a $9 sale price. We have a French omelet. Our food cost is going to be $2.25. So this food cost is actually more than the steak sandwich, and we sell the steak sandwich for a little bit more. But this is a really simple sandwich. It does take a little bit more labor cost. So we did inflate the price a little bit, but I think going too high for this without too many add-ons might not bring in more sales. So the food cost is again $2.25 or 28%. Paper cost another 29 cents or 3.6% paper cost. Toast cost is going to be 40 cents or 5%. So for this $8 sandwich, our total cost is going to be $2.72 or 36.7%. Our historical best sandwich seller is going to be a chorizo sandwich that we sell for $7.50. The food cost is going to be $1.59 or 21% food cost, so that's the best so far. Paper cost another 30 cents or 4%. Our toast cost is going to be 40 cents or 5.3%. Our total cost for this $7.50 sandwich is going to be $2.29 or 30.5%. So that's pretty on target for a classic restaurant that wants to keep their food cost at like 30% or below. Our total cost for this is going to be just slightly above 30%. So that's really good. Our Sando is going to be sold for $7. Our cost is going to be $1.83 or 26%. Paper goods is going to be 59 cents or 8.4%, so pretty high. Our toast cost is going to be 37 cents or 5.3%. So the total cost for the $7 sandwich is going to be $2.79 or 40%. That's our highest one so far. Our labor cost is actually going to be pretty high on this because it does take a little bit more time and attention to detail. We do sell these pretty quickly, so I think justifying a price increase would go pretty well. But also, once we are serving it, it's pretty fast. We just cut it and we serve it to them, so it's kind of grab and go. So that's why we have it a little bit lower price, but the labor cost and time for this does take a little longer. And then we're at our cheapest sandwich. That's going to be just an egg and cheese sandwich. Our food cost is going to be 95 cents. We sell it for $5, so that's a 19% food cost. Really, really good on that. Paper cost is another 25% or 5%, so we're getting up there. Toast cost is going to be I don't know I think I messed this up. I think it's going to be 31 cents or 6.2%. So our total cost is going to be $1.23. So our total cost on this is only 24.6%. So that one's very good. Is that the best one as far as percentage? Yes, it is. It's our cheapest one, so we're going for volume on this one. And since I introduced it, we have been doing pretty good sales on this one. I was reluctant to add it to the menu because it was maybe too simple or we already had an egg sandwich, but The people vote for their dollars and they're buying the sandwich. We have hash browns. The total cost on that is 38.3%. We have some fun bacon. The total cost on that is 30.8%. I thought it was a little higher at first, but right before I did the recording for this, I did the numbers again, thankfully, and it's actually looking pretty solid. So overall for our sandwiches, we're going to have a total average cost of food cost of 23.3% food cost for the sandwiches. Our total cost overall for these sandwiches are going to be 32.36%, which is very, very solid, not bad. So we know that I might be $38,000 in the hole because we spent $25,000 on a debt repayment for this trailer. Also, one of the years I was spending money getting the trailer together and we had $0 in sales. In the beginning, we're a little bit spending money like crazy because of the kitchen cost. So the fundamentals of what we're selling, the food, the costs are not absorbent. What we need to do is focus on getting the volume up. Right now we have an operational profit each month. We'll talk about that in another episode. If you want to hear more about that, listen to the first episode, watch the first episode. But operationally, we're slightly profitable right now. But going forward, it looks like our fundamentals are food, the pricing and the cost are pretty good. We do have a $500 rent fee that we are doing per month to park the trailer, and our debt repayment price is going to be $741 per month. But overall, when we look at increasing that volumes, it seems like our costs can be pretty reasonable. We are moving over to having a team member that's going to be totally running the business during 1 or 2 days, so labor costs going to come. But it seems like once we increase the volume, our cost percentages will look pretty solid once we, cover the rent, cover the debt payment, cover the overhead. Once we go past that and keep on getting the volume up, our costs will be pretty decent. We'll just have to figure out once the training's over with our team member what price point we're going to pay them per hour and what that's going to look like as far as total percentage of our sales. This is the slow progress. We're slowly making our way up to where I want to be, a profitable food truck, having that go on and then having multiple units. We are pretty big into the hole, but we got to keep the fundamentals up, increase the volume, and we will get out of that deficit. I know starting a business with debt is not always the best way to do it. People with deep pockets can do it. These fintech startups can do it. And fortunately, I have a full-time job. My expenses are very low, so I'm able to save and invest a lot of money. So I'm able to keep these losses for a little bit. But we're on our way to having a profitable business, and the brand is going pretty well. We have a 5-star review on Google. This is the slow progress. The food truck is making its way up. We have a $7.30 average sandwich price with an average cost of around 32%. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow this on all the channels. We hope to see you on the next episode. And let's say the next episode is going to be how we are growing our brand new business, our brand new concept, what methods we are using to grow it and to reach more people. Peace out, folks.